All right, let's check out the collection. This is a viewer requested video. Ever since I started showing some of the reviews I've been doing, people have been asking for an updated collection video. So this is the display I got them on right now. It's just on my main shelf that I got in my room here. The little stands that they're on are just the same foam that I've been using to make dioramas with. I just built up a couple of tiers, and so now it's a 3-level thing, so that way you can get people in the back and have them stand like above the characters in the front and stuff, and you'll still be able to get a good look at everybody. Alright, let's get a look at everything here. Starting in back, we got Big Show. This is from the Build-A-Figure Michael Cole or Ricardo series. One of those, I can't remember. Moving in front of them, we got the Legion of Doom that just came out, the Road Warriors from the Elite series. I really like these figures. I like the color scheme on these guys a lot. The red really looks nice, and the makeup they put on their faces looks awesome. I miss the original Road Warrior figures, but I think these are actually better, so hey, I'll take them. Then we got Edge, Christian, the flashback versions, the Attitude Era. You'll see the long-haired and yellow tights Christian with the mesh shirt, and then Edge with the bright blue, like silver flame design ones. I really like that. I wish they would do another Edge like this and maybe like red or black or one of his other colors. I think it would be awesome. This is the Chris Jericho figure that I used for my match with Bret Hart at Collision, except I switched the head since then. I'll show you. This is an old Titantron series Chris Jericho figure. I had to do some modding on the head. You can see like a little bit of the space in there actually where I might have cut a little too deep, but I always liked this likeness of Jericho. I think it looked just like how he looked at that point in his career. And Mattel only made the one long-haired Jericho head sculpt, and this one is a lot more what he looked like in WWE. The one that they did was like his debut, and he really didn't do that hairstyle very often. So I made this head for him, fitted on this body, and it looks good. I have to figure out a way to stick it to the neck peg a little bit more, but I'm working on it. Right now it displays nicely, so that's really all I care about. Moving on, we got Bret the Hitman Hart up front and center. This is a WrestleMania 13 custom or fix-up, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the difference, to be honest with you. But I bought a lot of figures off a guy on Wrestling Figs, and this was in that lot. I don't know if that guy made it or if he just got it from somebody else who made it, but it's basically the top half of the ringside exclusive and the bottom half of the defining moments with knee pads and stuff. I think it looks awesome. I mean, I always liked how he looked at WrestleMania 13, so awesome figure, great for a display. Moving on to the WrestleMania Shawn Michaels figure, the Heritage one from last year. It's WrestleMania 14. I think it was a WrestleMania 30 series figure, but yeah, it's his 14 attire. Always liked it. Thought it was a really nice figure. I think it's got the best head scan or head sculpt or whatever of any of the Mattel figures that Shawn Michaels has. And the attire, I think, is the nicest too. We have Stone Cold here, the Elite. I put the one knee brace on him because that's what he had up until about the middle of '99, and that's kind of how I remember him most, so there's that. Got Mankind. I don't have the debut Mankind. I actually only have this one. I don't know. This is what Mankind was wearing by the time I started watching wrestling, so I don't have that kind of connection with the original look, I guess the brown one. I went back and I watched a bunch of the matches that he wore with that, but this is what I think of when I think of Mankind. Got The Rock. This is a custom I made in his red and silver gear here. This is from, I think he was wearing this the night he beat Mankind for the title, Survivor Series. I switched the head with the long sideburns version and did a bit of paint on the front. The back, I didn't have to do a lot of paint. I just painted the red trim border, I guess, around the Brahma Bull, but he's cool. I like him. Got John Cena doing the whole "you can't see me" thing. Mark Henry. CM Punk. I like the blue attire on this figure. It's really, it's nice. I don't have very many blue figures, so this one really stands out. There was a basic CM Punk that had a much nicer head sculpt that I'd like to get, and I'll probably just, I don't know, I'll track it down loose on eBay or something and have that head sculpt that I can switch around with my Punk figures, I guess. Got Heyman, being the advocate for a bunch of different people. I got a couple ECW originals back here. Rob Van Dam, that's the basic one. And then Raven, you've seen this custom figure in the showcase video. I'll post a link. But I switched out his shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but he's got like a Daredevil shirt on now. I just drew that on a thing. What do you call that? Like a, God, I can't think of the name of it right now. You know, like the t-shirt transfer thing, and just ironed it on. So kind of a little different shirt. I'd like to switch his hair with like Brian Pillman or somebody, because right now it's got the braided like later TNA era Raven, but I don't know, we'll see. And then in the back we got Lesnar. I put him in the back because I'm not a fan of Lesnar, and I just found out that he signed to stay with WWE after his match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So, I guess I got that to think about now. Starting things off on the next shelf, we got the Shield. You guys have probably seen these guys pop up as like random security guys or SWAT members or whatever in various other videos that I've done. They're good for that. They double for like generic goons or whatever the case on various photography pages. ACBA does that a lot, so these guys get beat up a lot, but I like the figures. They're really nice. Got Rey Mysterio. This is I got this for like $3 when Ringside had them all loose, and this one, nice figure. I mean, I didn't have a Rey, so why not, right? Got Sting back here. This is the Toy Biz TNA Sting. It's basically a placeholder until I get the Mattel version that's going to come out. The was it the Starrcade '97 one? That one looks really nice, but this figure is actually really nice too. So he actually mixes in pretty well with the elites. You can see he kind of, I don't know, maybe a little short, but not bad. Then you got Flair. I have the dull belt because I bought this loose off of somebody on Facebook, but great figure. I highly recommend this one. Awesome. Cactus Jack back here. Hulk Hogan I did the review of, next to Razor Ramon, which I also did the review of. I'll put those right up here so you can check those reviews out if you missed them. Diamond Dallas Page, I've used him in the animations. JWF, he fought CM Punk. I really like that DDP figure. I was always hearing that they were going to do another one with the shorter hair and like kind of the baggy pants, but I haven't heard anything about that in a while. As you can see, we've kind of crossed into like the WCW section here. We got Eddie Guerrero here with his WWE title. I am going to buy the new Eddie Guerrero that's coming out with the longer hair and the black and gold attire. I think that one looks really good. Got Booker T back here. This is technically, I guess, the King Booker figure, but I really like it. The white attire, I think, is probably my favorite look for Booker T, so I don't know, just a nice looking figure. Finally moving up to the back, we got Boss Man, the original version. I'm surprised they actually haven't made like a corporate version with like the SWAT kind of looking just like the Shield members. They could easily do that, so I'm waiting for that. Got Vader. I missed the first Vader, but this one I actually like better. Same thing with the Legion of Doom, actually. I prefer the look of the newer one, so me missing the older one wasn't a big deal for me. Mr. Perfect back there. I'm going to try and make it so you can see these figures without too many shadows. Triple H. This is the Michael Cole build this figure series, I think. I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong. And there's Goldust. I used to have the Elite 6 Goldust, I think, with a big, bulky plastic coat. But, no, my phone, sorry. But I sold that one as soon as I saw this one was coming out because I really like the look of this one. I still want a flashback, like 96 Goldust with a gold strap Intercontinental title. I think that would be sweet. Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. I did a cloth shirt on Road Dogg because I wanted to use him in an animation that I did back when I was under contract for WWE. That's on my website, by the way. But the shirts that these guys come with are those rubber ones, and you can't really move the figures with those rubber shirts on, so I just made him a custom one. Got X-Pac. I did the review of him recently. Nice figure. I like it. And then lastly in the back we got Kane. The first flashback they did of him, so his original red look from when he first debuted. So those are the figures I have on display on the shelf right here. So if you were to walk in my room, this is what you would see right now. I kind of like how it looks with the tiered layers, and you know, you got kind of a WCW section, you got like a Heyman's Boys section, you know, like the Shield and Cena and like a lot of the modern guys over here, and a lot of more of the old school guys like all throughout this area. I think it's cool. Got DX on top. Let me take you through some of the other figures that are not on display right now. So we'll have a look at the stuff that isn't displayed right now. We have the Stone Cold and this is the Defining Moments version. You have the jacket and the hat and the chain, t-shirt, everything. I really like this figure. The Target Hall of Fame one is nice too. I have that on the wall, but that's going to be a prize in my animation contest, so like obviously I'm not going to like open it or anything. Here's the Triple H, the DX version from the old school DX. I actually really like this head sculpt. A lot of other people prefer the one that came on the basic with the purple attire, but I think this one looks much more like him. I think maybe people like the other one because he's like smirking, and that's like kind of the bad attitude, like in your face style Triple H was back then. I don't know. I have no idea why people like that one better, to be honest with you. This one I think is nicer. Then I have the new Triple H, I guess, the guy in the suit Triple H. from the 2-pack with Daniel Bryan. I really like this figure. I bought that 2-pack just because I knew this was Elite, and frankly, I think it's pretty nice. So there's that. Here's WrestleMania 12, Shawn Michaels. Why do I keep forgetting the name of this series? The entrance great one. You know, nice figure. It's a basic, so not a lot of articulation, but the entrance gear is really nice. Royal Rumble Heritage, Shawn Michaels. Still hate that head sculpt, by the way. A lot of people defended it when I last said that on YouTube, but that's great if it works for you guys. That's all I'm going to tell you. The attire is really nice, though. This is the custom Shawn Michaels that I showed a while back in a video. I'll post a link. But, yeah, he's basically an Elite 19 figure that I just painted and, you know, customized. What can you say? Here's the referee Shawn Michaels that I used in One Night Only. I think Ricardo Build-A-Figure series. Then Elite 19 with the JWF Intercontinental Championship. That's just a sticker on the belt, by the way, that I just drew. But if it wasn't for the WrestleMania 30 Flashback Elite, this one would probably be my favorite. Then we got Jericho. This is the entrance great. I don't have his clothes or his little stand that he came with because I just got this figure loose. Then we got the 2 CM Punk figures I got over here. This is well, their heads were swapped, but that's Elite 16. And this is the Paul Heyman Build-A-Figure series, I believe. But he's got the Elite 16 shirt and head. I don't know why. And I changed the pads out, too. I'm always just messing with my figures like that. I don't know. Behind him, this is actually a Jakks Jeff Hardy from the R3 series. But you'll notice that scale-wise, he kind of mixes in pretty well with Mattel figures. And plus, I don't like the Mattel Jeff Hardy prototype. Once Jeff Hardy started like painting his face up and looking stupid, I kind of stopped really caring about him. I don't have a Matt Hardy figure. I used to have the R3 version, and he would look good in a display too. But the articulation is not quite what you would get out of like a Mattel Basic, but what you do get is actually, I think, better executed. For example, his legs are a little farther apart, so if you actually bend his legs up, they go outward more than just straight forward in front of him, so you can do moves like power bombs and pile drivers and stuff like that. Then I got the Elite RVD. I know I have the basic one displayed. I just like the attire better on the basic one, but this is a better figure overall, obviously, as far as like articulation and stuff goes. Then I got Kane, the basic version of the one that just came out in the Heritage series. I mentioned that in my Undertaker review video that I wasn't going to get that because I didn't like how the paint looked sloppy up on his chest, and I already had this one, so I'm not going to buy it again. We got Christian. I forget which series this is. I think it's the one where you can build like the backstage set. Pretty nice. I wanted something that I could swap the old school head, the flashback head and shirt and stuff on, just to give him a little different look. Defining Moments Bret. Probably my favorite still of all the Mattel Bret Hart figures. It's a nice figure. This is that modern day Bret that they released in like 2010. Not terrible, but not bad. Now, the head sculpt, looking at it now, is not bad. Certain angles, I still think he looks like Alice Cooper, but that's just me. Mattel has never really nailed a Bret Hart head sculpt for me, for my money. I don't know. And then the ringside exclusive one, I took the jacket off because I don't like those plastic jackets that they come with. And then I swapped the heads on these two, but that's the Royal Rumble Heritage basic one, and that's the WrestleMania 30 flashback one. Geez, I got a lot of 5? 6 if you count the one on display. Same with Shawn. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. So Bret and Shawn, I think, are tied for the most figures in my collection with 6 apiece. Ridiculous. This is the basic Daniel Bryan that came with that Triple H. This one right here. Not a bad figure. I thought about swapping the head onto the Elite figure that I have because it's kind of a more modern look for him, but you lose so much of the head articulation doing that because his beard and his hair are that hard plastic. So I just kind of left it alone. And now moving towards the back, we got the Undertaker. This is the Elite flashback from Series 23, I think. And I have his tie and stuff too. This is the one I just reviewed, the WrestleMania Heritage one. And I gave him the entrance grades coat and tie and all that kind of stuff because it's cloth and it looks nicer on him. We got Defining Moments Undertaker. I painted the gloves just over his bare hands because, I don't know, I always wanted an Undertaker in that. I'm surprised we actually haven't gotten like a proper Attitude Era, like 98, 97 version of Undertaker with like the different top and like kind of the tighter pants with like the buckle things going across the sides of his legs. And then this is Elite 14 maybe. I don't know. I'm terrible with like series numbers of these figures, but I got this in a trade. I like the entrance jacket thing, and I like the attire underneath. It's plain, but it's not bad. This is The Rock from, I think, the 2-pack with Austin that came with the Intercontinental title. This is what he looked like when I first started watching wrestling. It was just The Rock on the back of the trunks. It wasn't like the Brahma Bull or anything like that yet. And lastly, this is The Rock that I'm going to use for Collision whenever I make that match in the next like 40 years. This was Elite 14 or 16 or one of those figures. I can't remember. But he had the tattoo and the bald head, but I just removed the tattoo with nail polish remover and put the old school like flashback Rock head on it. I like the attire, so that's why I decided to go with that. But yeah, this has been a in-depth look at where my Mattel figure collection is at the time. I've also got a couple of customs that I haven't finished, so I'm not going to bother showing them. Just in case I do want to finish them, I want to do like a better video. You'll notice notable absences from the last time would be British Bulldog, Brian Pillman, Big Evil Undertaker, a couple others that I've sold off since then. But coming up, I know there's a couple new figures coming out. Like I mentioned, that Eddie Guerrero with the long hair. Yokozuna I want to get. Sting, obviously, I'm going to pick him up. Probably some other ones too. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think? All right. Thank you for watching. This has been Captain McKay. Hopefully that this people who were asking for this video enjoyed it. All right. Later on.